ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of people upset with Donald Trump. He wants to make it easier to fire federal workers by executive order. And, I know many people know someone that works for the federal government. Sometimes they got many people in their families all working for the federal government. And we saw this in the shutdown. There were some people that had no one to lean on because everybody in their house had a job with the federal government during the shutdown. Well, Trump wants to do this and get rid of all the red tape that it takes to let someone go that works for the federal government. So a job that was once secure won't be so secure anymore. This came out on NPR October 31st, 2020. I'm going to go ahead and play this audio for you.
Government. I've talked to managers in the past who say that they want to do the right thing and they want to hold workers accountable. They want to get rid of the bad apples. But ultimately, the managers said they often gave up because they had to spend so much time and so much effort that just wasn't worth it. They determined it was better to just keep these people on the payrolls and shift their job responsibilities to others. And that's a big problem. But public employee unions say it's Trump's order that's the problem. It's a huge attack on the apolitical civil service. That's Jacqueline Simon, the policy director at the American Federation of Government Employees, which represents federal workers. She says the order could mean these top positions would no longer be filled by people who have been hired through a competitive process. If it's implemented broadly, it could create absolute chaos in the agencies. It could be an absolute fiasco. Everyone's seen what happens if this administration tries to politicize scientific work. We've seen it in CDC, and we've seen it in the Weather Service. We've seen it at EPA. We've seen it all across the agencies. Imagine every single agency undermined by political hacks. The Trump administration has railed against federal workers since taking office, baselessly charging there's a deep state within the bureaucracy working to thwart Trump's policies. Paul Light, a professor of public service at NYU, says most recent presidents have tried to reform the federal workforce, but he says Trump has taken it to a new level. We started with a hiring freeze. We segued into a shutdown. I think the net effect is really on undermining commitment within the federal workforce and just giving feds a good Halloween scare that is likely to be overturned, but they won't forget. Light says the net result is to make a career in the federal government less appealing at a time when many government employees are nearing retirement age. The executive order has already had one impact. It prompted the resignation of Ron Sanders, the chairman of the Federal Salary Council. Sanders, a lifelong Republican, told NPR he believes the U.S. Civil Service is the best in the world. It's absolutely critical because of the complexity of that world. The laws, the rules, the regulations, the scientific theories, all of the things that go into public policy. Somebody has to understand that. You can't look at the cliff notes and get it. You need people with deep technical expertise who are there regardless of party, who provide neutral competence to whoever is in power. The executive order calls on federal agencies to make a list of positions that would be affected by the new classification by January 19th, the day before Inauguration Day. What happens next depends on who's sworn in on January 20th. It's likely that Democrat Joe Biden would overturn the order if elected. Democrats in Congress say they'll work to nullify the order, and it's being challenged in court. Brian Naylor, NPR News.
Well, what do you expect from a reality star that had a career of saying you're fired? I mean, come on. I think this is it's interesting, but I know it's not going to go over well, especially in this kind of climate where COVID is just doing so many things as far as people's employment is concerned. A lot of people have lost their jobs. Now you're going to make it easy for people to be fired. Ooh, y'all, I don't know. All I'm saying is this is a very bold move he's making. I don't think I've ever seen a president make this kind of move on federal workers ever. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this upcoming executive order to make it easier to fire federal workers. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.